Hey everybody, welcome back to the buy list. This is a tier list for Mastery Pack Guardian Nate. We're back, baby.
We're back. No financial advice at all. Just a tier list of mostly gobbledygook cards.
Yeah, for sure. So we're gonna do a little. This will be our little warm up for Super Slam because Super Slam might be 2-3 parts. Our old asses can't stay up late enough to make those recordings happen all in one shot. That's for sure.
Yes.
But today we got 18 cards. 3 of them are the legendaries. We're just gonna chuck those in. Because there's only 15 Majestics, so why not, right?
Yeah.
And with that being said, let's jump right into the legendaries to start.
Well,
First one up.
Teddy, not everyone is accustomed to the tier list, so we gotta give a
Oh yeah,
quick
yeah, 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 yeah.
rundown, right?
Yes, that's true. That's
Now,
true.
for everyone returning, everyone knows Slay tier, right? This is
Yeah,
that card that you open and you literally can't give it away. You find the new player who's like never seen a flesh and blood card before, and he's like, I ain't touching that. No shot. You can't give me that. It's
yeah.
got
He
cooties,
senses the
and you're
yeah,
gonna have to keep it forever. I'm sorry. Card's
yeah. He
worthless.
senses the desperation that you have to
Yep.
like get rid of it, and he's
Yep.
just like, "Well, I don't want none of that." And you're
Yep.
like, "Damn it!"
Yep.
Yeah,
And then Adorable's gonna be that like $1 to $3 tier. Like it's got an effect that's just cute enough to make you think that you could play it in a deck, and then you try it one time and realize it's actually terrible.
yeah,
So $1 to $3. And then we got like $3 to $7, $8. That's okay. I see you. It's like, listen, respect. Like, I see the game that you have. It's not great, but like, you can do some
yeah,
things. You can do some things. Also, like specs usually like fall in there. So like, if it's hero locked
yeah,
to one person, not a whole lot you can do there. So it's probably gonna
yeah,
fall in that tier. Slaps. Now this is kind of your like 18 to like $15, like just real solid role players that multiple heroes are gonna play. So and it's a really good card, and it's like an auto three of. Um,
yeah.
and then we got bangers. That's 15 plus. It's going to be played across multiple decks. Everybody's going to want to get their hands on it. When you open that card, you are hooping and hollering, and you are laughing in the face of the person who opens Slay. Um, so,
Your shelters, your command and conquers, those types of cards.
yeah, your
Um,
levels before Part the Bisco got banned.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
for sure. The one little qualifier here is for the Majestics,
yeah,
the legendaries that we're kind of chucking in there. We're gonna throw them in the same tiers, but obviously the price range is a little bit different because they're a little bit more rare. And we'll give comps to these L's as we put them
yeah,
in our tier list.
yeah.
Also, I want to add the caveat since after high seas we got with the pull rates on the amulets. So diamond amulets still $1 billion, but just like sometimes these pull rates are like super low, and then obviously that changes how the price of things. So got to keep that in mind as well. We're going to
Yeah.
do a little bit better job with that.
Yes.
um,
Because
but
if they deviate from the typical pull rates of cards, just shift
yeah,
them up and down accordingly, right? Like
yeah,
if these legendaries are like one a box and these boxes are $60, there's no shot they're gonna be anything more than a quarter. Like
yeah,
it's just like what it is. But if they're like super hard to pull and we don't see a whole lot of them, then it's gonna
yeah,
obviously shift up on that scale. So keep that in mind. The same thing goes for the Majestics too. Like if you're never going to see them. Also, the supply of the product also changes these things. So
yeah,
this is just kind of like a generic power level.
yeah,
If there's no funny business,
yeah.
this is
Right.
what we expect, and we're always right. So we'll
With
dive
that being
into
said,
we'll dive into the
yeah,
legendaries.
yeah. Let's start off there. Testament of Valhigh. This is a Guardian equipment offhand. It's shield that blocks for one. And it says if you control 3 or more seismic surge tokens, this gets +2 defense. If you control 6 or more, this gets +4, and it is guard well. Nate, what do you think about this shield?
Shield, pretty good. Not
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
light the world on fire, but I
Mm-mm.
think it's a really good option for Bravo. in like in Valda in more aggressive leaning archetypes. So
Hmm.
um, really like it. I think it's probably going to be like if I were to comp it to like an existing piece of cardboard. One second. I literally pulled one today. What is it called?
Yeah.
Gauntlets. Oh, it is of Iron Well. Okay, Gauntlets of
Yeah.
Iron Well is probably like its closest comparison from like heavy. It's
Hmm.
like because it's going to be played across a couple of different heroes. Um, I think all guardians are going to be like at least a little Valhigh curious, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can I
Yeah.
get it? Can
I'm
I
gonna
get a
try it.
5 block shield? I'd like to.
Yeah.
Um, it's definitely interesting. So I think it'll probably comp in that range, maybe like 30, 40 bucks ish.
Yeah. I don't think it's like if it were going to just go on off a tier. I think it's probably okay. I see you tier.
Yeah.
It's not going to be your gold plated hook rainbow foil sitting at like 60 $70. Um, it's definitely not going to be up there. That's what I would say the banger tier or the slaps tier would
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
closer to. The one thing that's interesting about this, Nate, is that we're going to get to one tool that I think maybe Guardians play in the Majestics that could make this quite strong. And then also, you reminded me because I was talking about the heave cards in this set where the crush effect only affects Guardians, two of them, I think,
Yep.
and their heave, they're 6 cost, they're heave 2.
Keep
So
those.
if you're heaving a bunch of cards, this shield, and like you said, like in an aggressive match, that's a 10 power attack, and you're heaving. This shield can like get you with tectonic plating or some other tools can get you that block 3, and then you're throwing back tens and stuff. So maybe there is something out there where this is like a heave build for certain guardians.
I actually really like. I don't think any of them are sitting in the majestic slot, but I really like the heave cards
Hmm.
because it fits inside of that tectonic cost curve. So you swing Anothos for 6, and then heave your 2 cost, and then it's like you've got 3, and then you've got a 2 card 10 coming back at them.
Yeah,
Playing
it's
these
not
like
bad.
on and off cycles, I think is like really quite interesting for
Yeah,
both Valda and Bravo.
yeah, for sure.
Maybe Betsy too, because God, she needs something to do with her life.
Yeah, she's just sitting there, man. All right, let's talk about the next one. This is Leyline of the old ones. It is a blue Guardian instant aura. It's a legendary, so you can only have one of them in your deck. And it says when this enters the arena and whenever you deal damage, create a seismic surge token. At the beginning of your end phase, if you control no seismic surge tokens, destroy this.
Card is incredibly good.
Yeah.
It's definitely a slapper. Um,
Hmm.
I think Betsy 100% runs it because, again, she has nothing better to do with her life than play this
Yeah.
card. Um, but very good in Bravo and Valda and Betsy because they can all tutor this card out of their deck. So it's basically Ring of Roses
Hmm.
that can tutor, and it's a
Yeah.
legendary. And the one interesting thing we don't have confirmation on it yet, but this comes in Rainbow Foil and Marvel, which I'm assuming the Marvels are going to be more rare than like your typical gold foils. So
Yeah.
and this is also true with the Shield. When we've seen these like min rare, hyper collectible max rarity, and those
Yeah.
are the only 2 versions, it actually pulls up the lower rarity version because there's no
Yeah,
like
there's no free versions.
slightly
Yeah.
different variant that maybe some of the
Mhm.
blingers will go to, um, or people will just be happy playing with. Like if you open a cold foil or a rainbow foil legendary and the like the price difference is 20, 30 bucks, you might not care. But if it's like $100, you're like, I'll just go get that card and then pocket 50 bucks. Heck yeah!
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'll be interested to see how that works out for sure on those cards. But yeah, definitely a really interesting card. Like you said, tutoring it could be very strong.
yes,
Um, all right, and then the last legendary, Base of the Mountain.
yep,
This is a generic equipment legs. It blocks for star. and it says when this defends, banish any number of action cards from your hand, then add them to the chain link as defending cards. This card's defense is equal to the number of action cards defending on the active chain link and its blade break. So you get one shot at this.
This is going to be controversial. I think this card sucks, bud. Like, the only thing this card is doing is getting around Dominate. And if you're in a position where you have to get around Dominate with multiple cards from your hand, like, and you block with your booties, your turn's probably
Yeah.
not going to be that great to begin with, anyways. Sure, you
Yeah.
take a little bit less life, but whatever. Like, I think it's probably like, um, we didn't even compare Leyline. This probably compares to um, like a Stonewall Gauntlet, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think the bling version will be more expensive, but I think the rainbow foils will be quite cheap. But the cold foil version will be significantly more expensive because all the bling boys don't want to get caught with their pants down when this card pops off and they need it for their deck,
Mm.
just like Stonewall Gauntlet. But no one actually wants this card because it's not even good. Because if we enter a dominate meta, first of all, you have the best card in Flesh and Blood available to put in your deck,
Hmm.
and just like build your deck better. Don't put a stupid foot slot in that's going to save you once. Just put some like unmovables or like more D reacts in to not get blown up. So I think this is actually going to like be in like a just put it in OKCU, but like I don't know. This
It's
card kind of
borderline.
booty.
Yeah. Um, that's a good point. Like a lot of the times in Flesh and Blood, you use your armor to pivot or to like kind of like stall a big turn. If you think of like quick dodge flexors, you're just like, okay, I'm blocking out this turn. I just don't need this to like go over the top. This Syndra like crazy turn to go over the top by 15 over my hand, right? So that's what like quick dodge does. Um, this card doesn't help you pivot at all. Like it's like it's hard because you're like wait, like you said, you're only using this when you're about to die almost, and then you're pulling all the cards out of your hand anyways. So it's like I don't know. I like you said, it just I'd rather have my boots try to be like a pivot turn, or do something offensively for me, which you got Snapdragons, you got your Mage Master boots now with Gravy. There's a lot of offensive tools that I could just see like, okay, well, maybe they don't get to dominate me at the end of the game if I just start taking their hand every turn, right? Or taking two or three cards. Um, so yeah, I kind of agree with you. I don't know if this is that great. Maybe there's something coming around the bend that we don't know about where you're just like, oh God. But this feels like a card that maybe just like you said, Stonewall Gauntlets is maybe the best comparison for this.
Yeah, it feels like the spots where this card is going to be best is when they send like a pulverize for like 14 dominate, and you weren't going to do anything with your turn anyways. Sure, you can like
Yeah.
not take a whole lot of damage, but it has to be like an attack that is for an incredibly large number and
Hmm.
dominated for this
Yeah.
card to get a whole lot of value. That's where this card really shines. But right now, like, not a whole lot of spaces where that's necessarily the case. Like, most decks that even would potentially want to be doing this would be like ninjas, but ninjas typically don't want to sacrifice their boot slot for more block.
Mm-mm.
They're getting their own little baby fridges all built out anyways. So like the boots is not where you want to be doing this at because you have to banish two cards for this to even block two. So
Hmm.
like there's other boot options that'll block two in most cases for a lot of these decks. I'm just not seeing. I'm not sold.
Yeah.
James White, you can write me a letter. I know that like you know my email, just like in my address. Just send me a letter. Let me know why I'm wrong. I appreciate it.
Yeah. 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 I would be interested to see. Like I said, I don't know. Yeah. I Let's see if that ever finds a spot. I mean, never say no. Hey, generic cards are generic. dude.
Mhm.
So like, I'll never count out a generic card, but
This would be
right
great
at the
into
moment,
Azalea,
yeah,
which
yeah, that's
yellow.
true. Yeah, but yeah, you're right because you could do this on like where they like blood rot when it's like two blood rots
Mhm.
and like a bunch of stuff that are gonna like really hurt you.
Yeah,
So it's like gonna take your hand any or like you couldn't give your hand, now you could, and then possibly stop blood rots. Yeah, okay, I could see that, but
it has to
if you
be a
don't,
big enough. It just has to be like a number that's over like 11 that even defense reactions couldn't like a D react from Arsenal, a piece of two block and equipment, and like a three block couldn't cover for this to like really gain a ton of value. So like Azalea is the perfect example because she's
mhm,
consistently sending like 14 dominate arrows, and it's just like cool. I'll give you my whole hand. I'll block four on this stupid piece of boot, and I'll block
yeah,
for 16, and we'll just
yeah,
go next, and you have to do it again.
yeah. Which it feels like if Guardians are gonna be the heroes that do the big, maybe possibly dominated things now, the problem I have with that is like they're like, okay, do it again is like much easier to just do it again on. You know what I mean? Like they can just crush you the next turn with something, and you're like, dude, now I got to give you more cards. You know, they can like Guardians. I feel can like create that cycle a little bit more consistently, right? So
Yep. Or they could send Blue Thunderquake.
yeah,
Yeah. That's
but all right, that's gonna do it for the legendaries. Let's jump into the Majestics, Nate.
jumping.
First one up, Break Stature. This one is a yellow, cost 5, Guardian attack. Attacks for 8, blocks for 3. It says crush. When this deals 4 or more damage to a hero, destroy an aura they control. They can't create auras with that token's name uh, until the end of their next turn.
I think they just printed like a better like version of this card at Common, which is hilarious. Um, because you would think it would be the opposite of that. But I'm
Oh, are you talking about the Heave card? Maybe or no?
no. Let me find it
But
here. It's the like you can't create tokens next turn. So this one says you
mm,
can't create tokens with that name next turn. And
yeah,
that one is like no, you just can't make tokens ever.
yeah, which is just yeah better. While you're looking that up, my thoughts on this is that it's interesting. At yellow, I'm kind of like, eight's a decent number. You know, obviously, I'm always Runeblade
Yep.
centric, so I'm like, dang, dude, the like that would kind of suck to get crushed by this when you're trying to make rune chance. Um,
Yeah, so it's called Renounce Grandeur. It's a three for 7 or 8 if they control an aura, and then if it crushes them, they can't create aura tokens during their next turn.
okay, so then this card is just why would you play this? Is it red?
It's red and it attacks. It's a 3 cost and attacks for 7, so it attacks for 1 less. Maybe 8 if they have an aura, which into those
Yeah,
heroes you probably want.
you probably will.
Yeah. Um, so like break stature is, I guess like
That's
you
interesting,
get to
man. Like,
destroy an aura they control is like the only upside to it, but it only attacks for 8, which is like kind of bad. So I think it's
yeah,
just like it's too adorable.
yeah, it's just super adorable, especially when there's a common that does the same thing. It's like,
Yeah.
come on, like, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yep.
The more you know. Yeah, that's just adorable. I mean, like sideboard at best if there's like a bunch of auras flying around.
There's so
Okay.
much. There's so many better ways to deal with auras, though. I actually think this is probably just like slay tier.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely could be because, like you said, there's just better ways to deal with it,
Yep.
including a common, which is like 10 cents,
Yes.
if that.
Yep.
Okay, so next one up here is Clash with Bravado. This one's also yellow, Nate. Attack cost 4. It's attacks for 7 and blocks for 3. This says win this defense, clash with an attacking hero. The winner destroys an aura of the other hero controls.
This card's real good. Um, it's a really great way to deal with Prism.
Hmm.
It's a really great way to deal with future and current rune blades
Hmm.
if they still existed. Like, think about blocking with this, killing a Malefic incantation. Like, very strong.
Yes.
Um, I think this, but it's very niche and just always a sideboard card. This is never getting main decked.
Yeah.
So it's going to be kind of like your Ripple Away, but for Guardian. So this is
Hmm.
probably going to be like, okay, I see you. And
Yeah.
then when it's like in vogue, it's going to be a slaps, right? Like it's
Yeah.
probably going to like get up to like $15 when there's a bunch of stuff you want to blow up. But for now, probably just okay, I see you.
Yeah, for sure. I totally agree with all those points. Yeah, I don't like it because it blows up my stuff, like you just said. I don't not like that.
Oh, imagine if Enigma was still around and there was just like Mirror Guy,
Oh,
and you're like, goodbye.
yeah, that would be. Yeah, you're right. That would be pretty hot. And this set was supposed to come out a minute ago, and it got delayed. So
Mhm.
maybe we're seeing a little bit of that
Yeah.
holdover. All right, let's jump to the next one. Headbutt. This is a blue, cost 4. It's a Guardian attack again. Attacks for 6, blocks for 3, and it says this cannot be defended by non-head equipment. If you have head equipment and the defending hero doesn't, this gets +1, so it goes to 7. And it says Crush. When this deals 4 or more damage to a hero, put a -1 counter on a head they have equipped. If it has 0, destroy it.
I There's so many words on this card
It's a
for just
lot, dude.
just I think this card sucks. I don't.
It's a blue block 3 that has text sometimes, though, Nate, and like that is like Guardians like jam. To be fair,
Do you know how many blue block threes Guardian has?
that's true.
A
That they have.
billion. A
that's that's
billion. And
very
like Guardian already has a lot of good blue block threes. I don't think like a sometimes blowing up a piece of equipment after you've already attacked with this multiple times, like because I'm trying to think of like what are the headpieces currently in the game that you want to blow up, right? Like
yeah. Crown of Providence.
Mask of Momentum. So you've got to hit him with you got to hit him with two headbutts, and it has to
Yeah.
crush, which like they have it's only attacking for 6, so they basically have to willingly let you blow up their face hole.
Is this just a blue that like somehow Jarl finds to play and like sometimes gets to play it and takes someone's helmet out? I, I'm. I mean, I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know if Jarl has room to play non-Earth, like you know what I mean. Like I guess there's not a lot of Earth blues Jarl wants to play, but still, like he definitely wants empty armor slots. So maybe this is something that he could just slot into his blue base. But man, we're really stretching to find some value in this card at this point.
I think it's just adorable. It would take like a very specific meta game where there's a lot of like we need our headpieces and they have 0 block.
Yeah, like traverse the universe.
Well, that blocks 2, so
Yeah, so you
not
would have
traverse the
to.
unit.
Yeah, that's true.
Like if Crown of Dominion, like if you blew it up, you took a gold away. Like that's even like adorable, but
Yeah,
like still kind of sucks. I think like yeah, I guess like into Prism, like you blow up their little shiny hat.
yeah. I mean, that is typically Guardians' like worst matchup, right? Is like illusionist, so it definitely can maybe help there. But I agree with you. This is just adorable. Maybe if there's just like broken helmets coming, then yeah, it becomes a thing. But
Yeah,
until then, we'll just throw it in adorable.
yeah.
All right, next one up, Peck Perfect. This is a red attack, cost 5. Attacks for 9, blocks for 3. Ooh, we've seen that before. Hello, Spinal. Let's see what it says on the card, though, Nate. Whenever a card defends, whenever a card defends this, clash with the defending hero, the winner destroys the top card of the other hero's deck.
I Someone was extra thirsty. Is
this,
all
this art, this art is something, dude.
it's something. I just think it's adorable. Like
Yeah.
like it goes to this like mill archetype, but like if you're trying to
Why would
mill
you
someone,
block
you also
this?
can't take a whole lot of damage. So like to keep three cards to throw like basically just vanilla Spinal Crush that if they block, they increase your win condition, which is clearly mill at that point. It just I don't know. I don't know. It might even be Slate tier, but it's got some handsome man on it. So I think that pushes it slightly out of Slate tier because somebody's gonna buy a lot of copies of this card. I can already tell.
Yeah.
There's gonna be one person who's like, I need 100.
Yeah, maybe. I worry about just not get having a grasp on like how many seismic surge tokens are going to be made by Guardians because there's like a lot of seismic surge stuff going on now. Um, so like maybe this card's like less than five. Like if you have a build, like you said, it has this like mill condition, but
But when are you
you
ever
know,
gonna like? Okay, so like let's look at the 5 cost power Guardian cards that exist currently in the game called
yeah.
Flesh and Blood. You have Spinal Crush. When are you ever gonna attack with Peck Perfect over Spinal Crush?
Well, that's where I was getting. You beat me to my point. Is that why would I block this card? Because it's basically vanilla damage until you block it. So I mean, like Spinal Crush tells me to block this because I need it to not crush me so I can have more than one action next turn. This says, "Hey, guess what? You want to lose 7 cards, block this 3 times." Right? What? Like why would I do that? I'm just going to take 9, which maybe might be good enough. I don't know. Like but vanilla damage generally and Flesh and Blood just don't work.
And then like
Like
I think of like all the people who are currently screaming in the comment section. But think about it in like a grindy game, you're gonna want to block this, and it's like okay, what decks currently are like a little grindier? Usually it's Guardians, maybe some
mhm.
Brutes. Like you have in those cases, you're almost as likely to mill cards off your deck. The only situation where this is probably better than no, it's not better than Spinal or Disable, but
Dude.
like let's say this is the third because you built this like 5 cost big dumb deck.
Dude, what
This
if this is
like
tech against
Kasai,
Tough Nut?
like Kasai wants to block you. Kasai doesn't want to take five
Mm,
damage or 9 damage, and you'll win
yeah.
those. But that's like end of list.
What if this is just Tough Nut hate, dude? It's just like his whole game plan is to block and play rock, and this is just like this just screws it all up, dude. And we get a yawn from Nate.
Yeah, yeah,
All right, we've had enough. I think we've badgered Peck Perfect long enough.
yep.
Let's move on to the next one.
All right,
This is put them in their place. It is a red attack again for Guardian, obviously. Cost 6, attacks for 10. Ooh, that big number. And blocks for 3. This is a Valda spec. It says Crush. When this deals 4 more damage to a hero, they discard their hand and then draw that many cards.
good card.
Yeah,
Uh,
this card's pretty good.
this card very good. It's definitely okay. I see you.
Hmm.
Just because it is like Volda locked. Um,
Yeah, like the price wise, it's not going up because
yes,
it's just a 3 of Invalda.
yeah, yeah. It does. I mean, does definitely accelerate that like mill win condition, but
Hmm.
and it also like it's kind of like a mind warp in a way where it's like your hand's real good and then you're just like, well, I can't
Guess
block
not.
it. Yeah, I
Dominated
can't block
10.
it, and I have no idea what I'm going to draw. But also, if I block it and then I draw worse cards, like it's just like kind of like damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah, it does the two things you want it to do, right? Disrupts your hand. It like possibly gives you back worse cards, and it's going to do some damage to you if it's dominated, right?
Yep,
So it's like plus plus,
yep,
real good.
good card.
So yeah. So as far as price wise, yeah, it's a spec, so it's really not going to see the highs there.
Yep,
Next one up, Nate. This one's a defense reaction. It's blue. It costs 3. Blocks for 5, and it says this costs 1 less for each seismic surge you control.
card's pretty good.
Yeah, not bad.
I really like the card. I think it's okay to see you.
Hmm.
It kind of pushes towards slaps because I think like Easy slot in for Bravo. Easy slot, definitely like just absolutely goes right into a Valda deck. Again,
Hmm.
Betsy plays it because of the three Betsy players, they have nothing better to do with their like. I'm pretty sure their blue cards are actual titanium bubbles. Um, and if you are on the one thing I really like about this card is like if you are playing tech plating, at worst, you combine this with quick dodge flexors.
Yeah, yeah, good call.
Like especially like and then it gives you a lot of flexibility too, so it's not like quick dodge is like a little bit of a liability into
Yeah.
like go tall decks because it's like all right, I'm using one card to block two, but combining that with solid ground, like quite good.
Yeah, and like you don't really, there's times if you're playing Rampart too where like you got that you're gonna pitch the Rampart, so like maybe if this costs two, you're not like super sad about it, or there's a lot of times like you said where it just kind of will line up. And I was just thinking about this. It's blue. So, like, at the worst, you just pitch it into something else and you're like, okay, that's fine. If this was yellow or red, I'd be like, oh, God. Like, there's just no way this is ever making a deck. So, they definitely saw that, right? And was like, okay, we got to make this blue.
Yeah.
You could throw it in. It's a defense reaction, too. It's not a block, which seems like defense reactions are like hard to come by these days. So, that you get like one a set, right? You get like blood in the water, you get shelter. So like that's good. You can throw it in your arsenal.
Mhm.
I agree with you. It's probably okay. I see you. It will probably find its way into a couple decks at some point.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, next one up is Leave a Dent. This one's blue as well. It's a guardian action, cost 0. It says your next guardian attack this turn gets crush. When this deals 4 or more damage to a hero, destroy the top 4 cards of their deck. Go again. If I didn't mention it, blocks for 3.
Yeah. So as soon as I saw this card, I was just like, dude, I'm five head. All right, here's what we're gonna do, Teddy. We're gonna play Potion of Luck and Hope Merchant's Hood, and
Yeah.
then we're gonna some like pitch stack a leave a dent and a pulverize, and then we're gonna attack, and then we're playing Valda in this scenario. We're gonna somehow set up leave the dent pulverize, so it's like a 2 card 14 dominate. You don't get a turn because you're -4, and I'm gonna mill 4 cards off the top of your deck. And then I realized that Hope Merchant's Hood doesn't work with Earthlore Bounty, which is a scam, and leave a dent is a bad card. So
uh,
I think there's just a really high opportunity cost to put zero cost cards in most Guardian decks, right? Because all their weapons suck,
oh,
right? You've
right.
got Anathos, you got Titan's Fist, you have Miller's Garbage Stone, and then you have High Riser. So to put a zero cost in your deck, it has to do something quite good. And I don't think
Yeah.
this is good.
Yeah.
So I think it's
That's a
like
good point. I almost missed that point of like this really kind of actively hurts your weapon swings, which is not great.
a
Where like a tear asunder costs 3, so it still helps you. Like yes, it's harder to play out because you need to hold more cards, but it doesn't like brick your Anathos,
but it also
which is
directly impacts their current plan to murder you and end your career. This delays that
mm,
very much so
yeah.
because they say, "Oh, my hand's fine. I will just kill you now." You go, "But I'm killing your deck," and you're like, "Okay, that's fine, but you're dead."
Yeah,
You
yeah,
have to
true,
keep a lot of
true.
cards for this card too. So it's just like it's adorable. It's gonna go with Peck Perfect. Someone out there is gonna be like trying to generate all these seismic surges and be like, leave it down Peck Perfect, and then it's like bada bing, bada boom, and whatever. I don't know.
Yeah,
Someone's gonna mill someone at some point.
yeah, yeah, for sure. All right, let's jump to the next one. Visit Anvilheim is a blue guardian action. Blocks for 3, cost X. It says remove X -1 counters from a guardian offhand you have equipped. Most notably, no go again.
I think this card sucks. All right,
Bro, I
so
think this card was supposed to be in Dynasty, but it like got like left out on accident, and they're just like, throw it in here.
dude,
It's like, what is happening with this card,
everyone and their
man?
brother went out to buy Seasoned Savior. Like, oh my gosh. Guys, think about it. We play this card, we remove all those counters, and then it blocks for 3, and then 2, and then 1, and then it explodes. Or we could then go do it again, and then we can just block a ton with our shield. So we're basically, when you think about it, you're spending 2 cards to give yourself +5 block. Or you could just block with those cards for 6. I don't know. I think this card sucks.
Yeah,
It's
like
bad.
when you're done doing all those things, you look up and Gravy has like 3 rigor mortises and 2 swabbies out, and you're like, oh. And then he's like, I got go again on all these because I have Gold Kiss Rum and a Vasies, and then he hits you for like 35, and you're like, shield don't matter now. Like I don't, like I just, dude, just like like Guardians of all time, just ain't got no time for this. There's just no time.
We've
They like to
already,
play
like
things without go agains.
we've literally already seen this with like Nerves of Steel and Never Yield.
Yeah,
This like
Dynasty. Yeah,
these cards that like revive your equipment so you can block more with them, but they always suck. They're just
yeah.
terrible. So this card goes in adorable because there's gonna be 5 Timmies out there who are like, but like I bought 45 Marvel season saviors, guys. It's gotta be good, right? And it's like, no, they're not. It's
Uh,
terrible. No, put
no,
it in
yeah. I
adorable.
mean, it's got to be Slay, dude. There's no way this card's over like 50 cents.
Fine. All right.
It's going right next to all the other ones. Unfortunately, Steven, yeah, Season Savior is not being played because of
Yeah.
this card. All right, next one up, Daily Grind. This one is a Guardian Aura. Blue costs 0, blocks for 3. It says attack action cards you control get. Win this defends clash with the attacking hero. The winner destroys the top card. Wait, the winner destroys the top card of the other hero's deck.
Yeah.
At the start of your turn, destroy this.
Dude,
Once again, miss and go again.
is it? I thought it said go and get on it. Nope, doesn't have. Oh my
Nope,
gosh.
it does not.
All right. So I don't know who at LSS was like, you know what we should do? We should add cards that care about clashing, but make them
Actively
not
lose
have
clashes.
action like attack points. Like
Yeah,
this card is just like, okay, let's put this card in our deck that turns all of our cards into clash cards.
yeah,
But then it also doesn't work with Clash, and we would lose our own clashes and mill our own decks. But also, we're milling ourselves because we're playing the stupid card out of our hand instead of doing anything else productive with it. Because the best way
yeah,
to mill someone is to make sure they're dead and in the ground. I don't know, I'm not a doctor, but that's the best way to do it, in my
yeah.
opinion. So this card sucks. It needs to go in Slay tier because even the Timmies who were like defending the Anvil will never play Daily Grind.
Yeah. Yeah, I read this card and I was like, wait, this could be actually.
No,
It's like
terrible.
it's just like if you a lot of the time it's just like if you just like play out the like the turn sequence in your head, you're like, okay, so I'm going to block 3 cards, play this card, and then I'm going to try to block, and then I'm going to try to draw a handful of cards that are all attack actions because it does say attack actions. It's
Hmm.
not so you can't draw more daily grinds because that would be bad. And
It'd be fine, because then you could just block with the other attack actions and
oh,
then
you
play
keep it
your Daily Grind
going.
again.
Try again. Yes, yes. Yeah, I mean, I think this is fun. I think this is like a fun card. Because it like gets a lot of clashing going on and stuff. And clashing's kind of fun. And if you win the first one, you win them all, right? So or
Mm,
no, not necessarily because the other person has to destroy a card, and so they maybe find another bigger card to beat you with. Okay, so I don't know. This is like a UPF card or something, I guess. But yeah, definitely Slay Tears. I think, yeah, I think it's a fun card to like mess around with. But yeah,
sure.
no, it's
Yeah.
not seeing competitive play.
No.
So that means one dial hair or less.
Yeah.
Next card up, Seismic Shelter, another Guardian Aura, blue, cost 0. This one does say go again.
Hmm.
Attack action cards you control get plus X defense while defending, where X is the number of Seismic Surge tokens you control. At the start of your turn, destroy this.
So this card's like quite interesting, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Again, has that like zero cost blue like
Issue.
issue, but in a deck like Valda that makes a ton of seismic surges, like I played a
Mm-hmm.
game the other day where my opponent blocked with a disable for 7, and that was quite rude. Like you can like hypothetically like block a lot with one piece of cardboard if you have a lot of seismic surge tokens, and it pairs really nicely with the next card that we're going to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
um, and so like I think that this is one that I don't have a good feel on. I think it's like okay, I see you, because it's like a
Mm-hmm.
zero cost. Like you remember what is it, Stonewall?
Yeah, I was just gonna say there's another card that kind of does this already, right? But
Yep, it's a Stonewall Confidence released in Welcome to Wraith. It costs 2, did have go again, um, but I think
yeah.
it increased the block by like 4, 3, and 2, or maybe 3, 2, and 1.
Yeah.
Um, so it's in very similar vein where, like, let's say we get back to maybe like a KO meta where
Mm-hmm.
like it's a lot of like bigger, like if it's there's a big brute meta where it's like a lot of big attacks with go again. This
Mm-hmm.
card becomes like very interesting if your plan is to try to fatigue them out, or play like
That's
very
true.
defensively till they like end up with all their like anemic blues. Um, I don't think it's a bad card, but I'm not convinced it's a good card.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this one's like kind of have to play with it. I do think Nate, and maybe I'm wrong on this, but this does feel slightly locked to Valda just because how much seismic surges are you actually going to make in Bravo?
Correct.
Like he doesn't have that same engine that Valda does.
Mm-hmm.
Like even though you make a couple, but Valda really probably takes is going to take quite a bit of advantage of this. So
Yes.
probably low end. Okay, I see you. I agree
Yep.
with you there. All right. Next one here, Seismic Eruption. It's yellow, cost 0. It's a Guardian instant. This just says create 3 Seismic Surge tokens.
This card's really good. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I think again, we're probably going to see like the main three. Valda, Bravo, and Betsy want to play this, but I think
Mm-hmm.
this is one of those cards that is like very evergreen to the Guardian class, and we have 2 Guardians
Mm-hmm.
coming. So that's the other thing to think about too. When like look a lot of these cards, but a lot of these cards are just like absolute nonsense, so it doesn't really matter. But
Yeah.
this is one that
Yeah.
like very good for like Guardian. I think just in perpetuity. This is one of those that
Mm-hmm.
seems like a Guardian staple. As long as Guardians are throwing Guardian attacks, this is the card they're going to be putting in their deck. I think
Yeah.
it slaps. Um, I think it's high
Yeah, I
and
would
it
agree.
slaps. It's very good.
Yeah, it's quite strong. It's on rate, right? It pitches for 2. Gives you 3 value if you just play it, which is good, right? It makes things dominate for Valda, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, very solid card overall. And you get to play it when you want to, since it's an instant. So
Correct. Like you can draw this up and be like, okay, actually, it functions as a blue, but it also can function
mhm.
as a blue from your arsenal too. But also, like
Oh yeah.
you can arsenal this, bait like CNC things like that, and then like play this out. You can um, like keep multiple. Like let's say you just like take a bunch of damage, and then you throw like you go uh, like pitch a blue, tectonic plating, CNC, and now you have 2 cards in your hand. They're like, yeah, I'll just let you blow up my arsenal, and it's like, okay,
Mhm.
seismic eruption, and then I'm gonna
Yeah.
arsenal my like pulverize, and now I have a 3-card pulverize play next turn. Like, thanks for your arsenal. I'm gonna pitch two blues and throw a big old pulverize at you next turn. So
Yeah.
being able to bait things like that, where it's like, okay, this looks like a pummel line, this smells like a pummel line, and it's like, and it's a
Mhm.
seismic eruption line. Um,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. Very valid.
yes, but also it tears in with that that little our little buddy over there who does like their seismic searches, because you could play this and if you draw this up, all of a sudden you just play it and it's like, oh great, now my card's blocked for 6, 7, or 8.
Yeah. Super strong.
Yeah,
All right. Next one up here Guardian Black card, Test of Iron Grip. Blocks for 4. And it says when this defends clash with the attacking hero. If there is a winner, the other hero discards a card.
yeah. So I think we've said this multiple times on multiple tier lists now. Block cards suck. Like they literally have to print a block. Like we looked at like Return Fire, right, in High Seas,
Yeah.
and everyone flamed us because it's the greatest card ever invented. What do you mean? And then look at how many people play Return Fire now. Card's bad.
Yeah.
Like Test of,
Yeah.
or what is it? Test of Iron Will, Iron Grip,
Test of Iron Grip.
whatever.
Yeah.
It's again, it's a clash card that reduces your clash consistency in your deck, and you could end up discarding a card. This is like
Yeah.
Codex of Frailty, but like sometimes you discard a card and don't put one back into your arsenal. It's like
Yeah.
that's the power
That
level
was,
of this card. It's like coin flipped Codex of Frailty. I,
yeah.
I think it's still fine. It's probably only a Victor card because like you're never doing this and you
Yeah.
can't re-roll it. So
Dude,
it's
I
like,
think like, man, you have to like really kind of tune the, I think you have to do some like serious deck tuning around this.
mhm,
Like, and then you're sideboarding this out against every brute.
yep.
Like you just never, you can just never play this against brute or and obviously in the mirror matches. Yeah, no, it's, this is like, that's what I was, my sticking point was like, if you think this is broken, read it again and realize that you could discard a card. Like think about that. And then Victor gives you that, like, yeah, like you said, the Victor gives you that outlet if you have gold.
Yeah.
So like maybe, but man, this card is like highest of highs, lowest of lows.
It like I think it's okay I see you because it is like another
Really?
way to like combat aggro decks. But
Yeah, it's true.
like if you're that desperate that you're putting this card into your deck to try to beat like the Syndras of the worlds, the Slippies of the worlds, like he like is that really the world that we want to live in? Because like some like
Guardians have a bunch of tools already to do that. Like they have spinal crushes. They have, I mean, I get this like stunts a turn, right? If you like, they start their turn with like spreading flames, you're like block instantly, right? You're just like, oh, I'm gonna block as fast as I can, you know. And so I guess there is some positive there, right? And then you're mostly always winning against Syndra. But man, if you, I guess if you're one of the other Guardians and you just can't re-roll the clash, it's like you're not gonna lose, but like not winning is bad too, though.
I mean you might lose because like think about Valda, like you might flip like a seismic eruption or a
Oh
layup
yeah, that's true. That's
or
true. Yeah, and they
like
flip a 3 and they're like, ha ha.
yeah, they like because all their entire deck is threes, so like you just flip blank and you lose immediately on the spot. Which like sometimes it's like that's whatever. Like imagine a Slippy like attacks you with a Bonds of Agony and they have like 3 cards in their hand. You're like, oh god, I hate Slippy. So
Yeah.
just block with 3 cards. One of them can be this card, and then if you lose, whatever, you were gonna lose that card anyways.
Right.
But if
Yeah.
you win, it's like, haha.
Yeah. 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 I don't know, man. I think this one, like, definitely lower tier. Okay, I see you.
Yeah.
Maybe in like, I guess this meta is perfect for it, right? Um, there's a lot of aggro trying to beat Gravy, but then, yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Ooh, we'll see. I mean, it has very high upside, but the downside is very low. Hey, Nate, we made it to the generics. Let's
Woo-woo,
talk about them.
woo-woo.
First one up here is Call for Backup. This one is a red attack, generic, obviously. Costs 3, attacks for 7, blocks for 2. This one says when this defends, choose 2 attack action cards with different names in your graveyard. An opponent chooses one of them. Banish that card, and put the other on the top of your deck.
Yeah. I'll let you know what, Ted. You're very excited about this card. I'll let you preach.
I am very excited about this card. Things that don't matter as far as the tier list. The art is very purple, and it's a necromancer that is raising skeletons with swords out of the ground. If you've been watching this channel, I literally said this like 2 episodes ago where I was like, give me a shadow necromancer that brings skeletons out of the ground and just like creates a shambling horde. So yes, like please. The last call card we got, Call to the Grave, definitely kind of hinted at a necromancer. So maybe we get in that shadow necromancer. Okay, now my gushing over the art is over. The power of this card seems very high. I instantly think of Vincent, like just grabbing. It's like, do you want a widespread on the top of my deck, or in my banish, or do you want this Deathly Whale? It seems very strong. It's a 7. So like, okay, so let's broaden that out past my Rune Blade. Also for Florian, I think this is crazy. Do you like felling or plow? And you're putting an earth in my banish. Like, hello. And then I'm gonna draw the felling or the plow. Do you want an arsenal? It's there's some crazy stuff going on here. Also, it's just against Prism. Like Prism players literally probably cried themselves to sleep when they saw this because it's like it's a popper that just recycles. If you have 2 poppers in your graveyard already, it just gives you another popper the next turn
Yep.
to keep popping.
Yep.
It's like, dude, this is insane, and it can pick itself.
Yes.
It could just keep going until you run out of them. So, like, I think this card is quite strong. It is very interesting design. I think there's multiple heroes. Like I said, Vincent, if sideboard for Prism, if Prism becomes a thing, Florian, if Florian ever becomes a thing again,
Verdance.
Verdant, yeah, anything that wants in their banish. I think it's super strong.
I think about like the other thing I think about with this card is like decks that have like like two very powerful cards like felling and like plow, right? I was
Mm-hmm.
thinking like while you were even talking, I was thinking like this is like kind of good in Bolton too, but Bolton has like no other good attack actions besides V for the Van card. So it's just it's not very good for him.
Yeah, yeah,
But like like shit, you're playing like even Bravo. It's like, okay, do you want me to put a crippling crush on top of my deck or a starstruck on top of my deck? Which
yeah,
one of these things am I gonna hit you in the face with? It's like
yeah.
these are the choices that you're gonna end up getting forced into with this kind of card. I think it's quite interesting. Just the long term, like long term, I think this is probably like a banger. I think
Mm-hmm.
for now it's probably slaps tier because we're not seeing like we see direct application for Vincent and like
Mm-hmm.
some slight application for the Earth Heroes. Um, but yeah, like you said, like any deck that has multiple kind of like pop off attack actions that they really want to be casting multiple times a
Yeah.
game, this card's really good at ensuring that. Like I think of like Syndra could be like a dedicated like spreading flames poison the blade, and it's just like both of these are kind of gross, which one do you want me to hit you with?
Yeah,
Like
yeah, that's true.
I think this card is quite interesting and very technical in nature, but yeah, like you said, like
Yeah,
long term quite good.
yeah. I looked at this card and was like, I didn't like honestly. I'm like, yeah, I don't care. Like, other than the popping ability for the 7 right there, it's just like this could just be a block. This could just be block 2 with just the text, and I would be like, I think I might want to play this still. Like, and Vince said it. You're never swinging this card. You're just as soon as you draw it, you're like, we like I'm gonna block. Like, and the crazy part about it is, and I can keep going on this guy. Like, you can just block with like the blood debt card that you're like gripping tightly normally, right? You'd be like, okay, I need a blood debt card to banish to create my rune chant. And then you can be like, no, I can just block 5 now. I got my rune chant set up. I can now choose. And they're like, oh. So yeah, I think it's really cool. And like you said, any deck that has like two attacks that you just like that like are gross. I don't. It's always a consideration now. I think for decks like that. So
Well,
quite strong.
I think too, Vincent has not previously also been able to just block her full hand. But with this
Hmm.
card now, like you can be like, here, block 11. I'll put something in the banish and attack you with it. So it's like a
Hmm.
value proposition there. And if Levi was like a real hero, that's also like something that she could potentially do.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think it's quite good.
Mhm.
It's a very I don't know. It's a very exciting generic card, to be
Yep.
honest. Like it's a fun, like you said, technical. It's fun. Blocks for two, so like if it blocked for three, it would just be insane.
Yep.
Like it just can't block for three. But like, so there's a slight downside to it. It is red, so
Yep.
yeah, I think that will be a fun card to play with
Mhm.
and like put in decks and tinker around with for sure. All right, next one up, Captain of the Guard. This is blue, cost three, attacks for five, blocks for two. It says while this is defending cards with attack greater than the attack they're defending, this gets +1 defense.
It's +1 defense this whole chain, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, cards of the defense. That's so
While this is defending,
while this is defending.
yeah.
So I don't. Okay, maybe I'm too small brain. I don't get it. Other than like you block like ninjas. Like this is the only
Yeah,
thing like I can think of that
it's like
like
ninja. It's like go wide hate, small go wide hate.
that can't break the chain. That's like
Oh yeah,
really
that's right. Sinja. Yeah, Sinja's not wanting to break chain. Fi's not wanting to, but like I don't think Ira. Oh, well, Ira cares for the first two chain.
Ira
No,
doesn't care at all
no,
because
she
her hero
doesn't care.
ability
It's
is
just the
generic.
next attack.
So
Yeah,
it's like Katsu and Syndra and Fi is somehow still in this video game, which is beyond me. But like basically like two heroes, it's like a weird hate card, but also like
yeah,
only for like bigger attack decks. I don't know. This card is like adorable, I think.
yeah.
I'm just
Maybe at some point as sees play, right? If it's just like that's the meta dictates it, but yeah,
I don't know. Maybe someone will have
uh,
to show us peons how this card
yeah,
works, but
right, right. All right, Nate, we've made it to the last card here.
yeah.
Fearless Confrontation. It is an attack as well. It's blue, cost three, attacks for five, blocks for three now, instead of Captain of the Guard blocking for two. And this says instant, discard this. Target attack gets -1 power and loses and cannot gain dominate.
I mean, it's a banger because it goes in gravy. So slap it in banger tier, ship it. We're done with the episode.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I was a little small brain when I first read this. Everyone's like, "Oh my god." And I was like, "Wait, like okay, like I don't get it." And then you're like, "What if they attack?" It's like you can just never attack Swabby for 3 again. I was like, "I get it." Got it. One sentence later, I'm like, "Okay, yes, yeah. This card's quite strong. Protects it's like yeah, uh
It also like makes
protects your allies.
like Sawbones is on board. That makes like your math like infinitely more complicated.
Oh man, you're so right
Just
there.
because the
That's
card
tough.
exists too, and like you don't even have to like play it in your deck. That's why it's
Yeah,
the true bangers because you don't even have to play it in your deck.
yeah.
I do so beyond the memes that like it's a broken gravy card. Um, it does have like a lot of cool. I think cool applications outside of that too. Like this can like directly negate like Bolton's go again. Like you
Oh yeah,
they attack with beaming bravado and you say no thank you, and like you
mm,
can wait until they even activate Bolton's hero ability and discard the card. It's just
yeah,
like this is a great card for Guardians because Guardians like Bolton just like preys on them, and then you
yeah,
choose Bolton 2 or 3 times in a game and it's like now you can actually play a game of Flesh and Blood.
yeah, yeah.
um
There's a lot of little things, right? It
as
kind of has that same effect as like Shelter, where you can just kind of like wait it out. where you're like react to the flick. It has a lot of like breaking scales, and you're like, no. Like it like and then all of a sudden they're just like with no scales, and you're like, okay. Like there's a lot of little things that like it just kind of stuffs, which is nice.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean the obvious application right now would be protecting Gravy's allies, making it weird. But yeah, I think this card's quite. Yeah, I think it's quite good.
I think it's like
Probably one
another
of the
thing
better
too
cards.
that it's like a better base of the mountain too, right? Like if you're really that concerned about dominate and you really want to block with all your cards, discard this card. Like playing a blue three
Yeah,
block in your deck is way less opportunity cost than playing a piece of feet.
yeah, good point.
So like that, Okana Scar Wraps too, like playing into like Katsu or Ira who are playing the edge builds, like perfectly blocking their cards, and then they Okana Scar Wraps, and you're like, no, thank you. And then they go, oh no, my edge bottom, it's lost forever. And it's like, yep,
It's gone forever.
yes,
Yeah, no, yeah, I think this has a lot of applications. I think it's innocuous in its text. That's kind of why I brought up the fact that I was just like, I don't get it. And then you're like, check this out. And I was like, oh, I get it. Because it's like, there's a lot of like things that you just, you're like -1 power. That's so weak. And you're like, you just start thinking about it. And it's quite strong. And it will continue to be strong, right? That's just something in Flesh and Blood that's like inherent. So,
yeah,
but that is it, Nate. We've gone through all 18 cards. We still somehow made this an hour long.
yeah.
I don't know how we did that, but we did.
We're good at what we
So
do.
yeah. So everyone's sleeping. Nobody's here. Um, but yeah, this was fun, and I am excited to open some of this on stream. I think it's pretty cool. I'm excited to play Call for Backup, and I'm excited for that Necromancer and that art to
I'm
come
excited
to
for
Flesh
Crackshot
and
to
Blood
play.
soon.
I think that looks actually really fun with this pro.
Yeah, yeah, same. I got a skirmish that I'm going to that's doing it, so super pumped about that.
Yeah,
But we're gonna call it here. Please like, subscribe, do the do's, leave a comment down below on all the cards that we put in the wrong spot, and
which is none of them.
which is not. We'll check you next time, everybody. Peace.
Put your money where your mouth is.